Okay, when we post our photos on public media, social media, we need some way to protect our images. True, we've got metadata when we export images that if we've added a copyright metadata to it, when we import it, we have a copyright in our metadata. And it's also nice to put a watermark on your images so somebody can't take them into Photoshop and steal them and post them on their own website. So let's create a watermark. So to create a watermark, select an image in the library module and then go down to export, file export, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to watermarking. And I've already got a watermark that I use when I export to social media, but I'm going to create a new one to show you how it's done. So to create a watermark, all I do is click watermark and then go down to edit watermarks. And here's my current watermark. So I'm going to change this. The first thing I can do is I can go in and change the text. I'm going to create a copyright for myself. And on a Mac, all I need to do to create a copyright symbol is press Option G. On a Windows machine, you press Alt and then 0169 on your numeric keyboard. And now I'm going to type in Doug Sahlin, put a hyphen, all rights reserved. Now there's my copyright. Now I can change my font to any of the fonts that I have on my machine, but Myriad Web Pro is a good choice for this. And style, I can choose regular or italic or bold. And this is a preview. I'm going to stick with regular. And now, where am I going to put it? I can align it to the left or the center. And I like the center just fine. And where am I going to put it? Anchor it in the document. I'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to put it in the center for right now to show you the various options that you've got. Now I can add a shadow or not. A shadow is probably a pretty good idea because a shadow, if somebody is really determined and they love your image, if there's a shadow in there, it's going to be a lot harder to take the watermark out in any program. Now, the opacity of my shadow, I can change that. I like 80 where it was. And you can copy down these settings and try them on your own. The offset, that's how far it's offset. And you can see it changing in the image. And that's going just a little bit over the top. So I'm going to go back to 10. Radius, you see you don't see much of a change with that. I'm going to change the offset all the way up to the top now, and there's my radius. You can see what radius does. A little radius on the watermark. So I'm going to go back to 10. And now the angle. And I'm going to set my offset back to 10 again. And I like that pretty well. Now let's go down to Watermark Effects. Do you want the watermark to jump out and detract from the rest of your image? No. If I have the opacity at 100%, that's just what it does. If I go back down too far, and right about there, you can see it. It's obvious it's your image. So I'm going to go back to 30. That's pretty good. Size. Proportional. Nope, that doesn't work. I'm just going to choose fit. And when I choose fit, it fits it inside the document. Now inset. If I have no inset, look at what happens. I'm going to double click both of these to return these to 0. That's my font and it's fit. It fits right inside the image. I want this to come in a little bit from the sides. So I'm going to choose horizontal and I'm going to drag it to 6 like I had it because that works pretty well. And I'm going to do the same thing with vertical, which isn't, no, actually I'm going to leave vertical alone for right now. And I'm going to go down here because I want this to appear at the bottom. I don't want it smack dab in the middle of the image. I want to show this off on Facebook. So I'm going to click and I'm going to display it on the bottom. Now it's smack dab at the bottom of the image. So let's change the vertical. And there, I like that very much. The only thing I didn't do with the copyright, I can put a year in if I want to. And I change the size back to fit again. And now I go back down here and I choose my anchor point for the bottom. And I'm all set. That's ready to rock and roll. So now all I've got to do is save it. And I'm going to give this another name. I'm going to call this social media, Doug 2017. And now there it is on my watermarking menu with the rest of the presets.